creative and you think you're good at what you do, but I can almost guarantee that you're not making enough money. What if there were things that you could implement today to start charging your clients more for your work? See, when it comes to charging more money, a lot has to do with optics. And no, not lens optics, but psychological optics. How your shoot looks from the outside and how professional or not you look on set is extremely important in charging more. No one talks about it, but it's the truth. So first, a lesson on optics on set. When you walk past the Rolex store and see all the marble flooring, glimmering glass countertops, security and staff are dressed to the nines wearing white gloves, don't think for a second that this is done by accident. Rolex does this to create an experience that allows you to perceive the product and brand to be high quality. Same thing with photography or videography, which brings me to my tips for today. First up is tethering. Tethering is when you plug your camera directly into a computer while shooting, so that a live feed and the raw photos can be transmitted directly to your computer for instant viewing. You'll see this a lot on in-studio fashion shoots as it allows the client to have an instant view on what's going on. They can give in-the-moment feedback on composition, lighting, poses, etc. This will make the client feel more confident in what you're shooting, you'll look more professional and tech-savvy, and you'll get them more involved in the creative process. So what do you need in order to tether? Not a lot. You need a spare cable that can connect from your camera to your computer. In my case, a USB-C to USB-C cable or a tether-specific cable is perfect. And you'll need a program like Lightroom or, again, in my case, the free Sony software called Remote. If I want to go above and beyond, I can set up another monitor so that the client has their own vantage point away from my workspace. This is called a client monitor. The client, producers, creative directors, or anyone important can then view a live feed of what's being shot. Before we get into the rest of the tips in this video, give me 1 second to talk about this laptop we've been using for all of this fancy tethering magic. This is the LENOVO YOGA 7i 2-in-1 laptop and tablet. It features a 14-inch full HD display with Intel Iris Xe graphics, meaning that for our on-set viewing, it provides ample details and accurate colors so that both you and your client can feel confident with what you're shooting. Now, inside this laptop, we've got an 11th gen Intel i5 Evo processor running Windows 10, which is going to be perfect for our tethering setup. And the battery in the Yoga 7i is amazing. I can charge up to 80% of it in just 30 minutes, so I don't have to worry about running around the studio dragging a heavy power cable. Now, when I'm not in the studio, which is when I'm AKA back at home just chillin', this laptop is actually a perfect entertainment device as well. That's for 2 reasons. One, it's got a 360 hinge that turns it into a tablet for a seamless viewing experience. And number 2, the Dolby Atmos speaker system combined with the ultra narrow bezels on the display make for a super immersive viewing experience. Next is to have more bodies to help you fill various roles on set. Roles such as production assistant, grip, audio recordist, and hair and makeup can all help to speed up your workflow. For the client, it makes them feel like they're getting their money's worth. Let me give you a scenario. Let's say you're on a fashion lifestyle shoot and the client is paying you a big budget. Say it's $20,000. At the shoot, you show up with just yourself and a friend to help you out. Sure, you might get the job done, but the client might have doubts along the way, and your team looks a little bit skimpy. By having a team of people there, each with specific tasks, it optically looks more impressive and can really help you be more efficient and focus on your craft. And because these people will most likely cost you more money to hire, this gives you a perfect reason to upsell the client. You can even mark up every role on set when you're quoting the client. Next, let's talk about speed and efficiency. Being faster with your workflow while on set will make the client feel like you're going above and beyond to deliver the final product. One way to do this is to have your client do initial selects with you while on set. This works best if you already have your laptop out and tethering, but it can also work if you quickly import your photos to your computer after each set that you take. In either case, sit with your client and skim through the photos that you've taken, and add the ones that the client loves, aka the selects, into a collection in Lightroom. It'll save you a ton of time from going back home and guessing what selects to choose without having the client around to shadow you. Another way would be to do some simple color edits while on set so that you and the client can agree on an overall stylistic vibe for the final shots. Lastly, one tried and true way to show professionalism is to agree on a schedule and timeline for the whole process. So being fast and being on time will put you at a higher price point because you're reliable. Our last section of tips is all about custom and consistent branding. When it comes to running your photography or video business, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to establish your brand. Some of these things include paperwork, your website, business cards, mood boards, and even your client asset database. All of these things can and should be customized for your business. Adding your logo, brand colors, and fonts can elevate the look and feel of every document that you send to the client. This all contributes to a more professional look, thus allowing you to charge more. Really, anything you're giving the client should have your branding on it. Now, the most important thing, and what all of these pieces contribute towards, is a seamless experience. Now, what does that look like? It's when there's very little friction or confusion between you and the client, and when the client feels supported through every step of the process. And it's when you always exude a positive, professional, and proactive attitude on set. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you're not already, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one.